Hey, this is D. Arlando Fortune, and today we're giving you another inspirational talk. The talk is going to be on this. Seems kind of crazy, right? You've heard about the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule, but today's talk is on why the 80-20 rule does not work. So, the 80-20 rule and why it does not work. To give this a full example, I'm going to have to speak very quickly and give you several different examples. And the examples are going to come from driving a car. So, I'm going to give you a couple examples on this, and then I'm going to just stick with me on these stories to understand what I'm saying and why this 80-20 rule does not work. If you follow through with me on this story, so I'll explain it more in the end. So, I'm going to bust through these examples, okay? So when I was learning to drive a stick shift, one of my first cars was a manual stick shift Saab. And my father took me out to a parking lot, as most of you who know how to drive stick shifts probably did. You went to an open parking lot with no cars out there, and whoever was teaching you how to drive, they had you pull off from out of first gear. And that's one of the hardest things to do, is to move the car, get the car moving forward from first gear, just from parked to moving forward, right? Because there's a delicate balance between the shift pedal and the gas pedal. Okay, so you're not having to release on the stick on the shift pedal, the clutch, and step down on the gas pedal. And there's a balance between the two to get you started going forward. So you have to get used to doing that, and an empty parking lot is one of the best areas to get that done. Not only that, there's another problem that comes along when you are in traffic and you're trying to do the same thing. You're trying to slow down and downshift to bring the car down to speed when you come into a stoplight, stop sign, something like that, or just stop traffic. You're having the downshift, and you see cars that somebody's jumped the car is jerking back and forth because they're trying to downshift and they're hitting the gears too quickly. That's hard to do. But not only that, if you're stuck on a hill in the beginning of learning how to drive a car, and going to my parents' house when I was in high school, there's several hills, and one of the lights that go into my house, it's on a hill. So I'm having to stop in traffic sometimes, and again, I'm having to stop myself, start the car going forward without it shutting off on me, but also I'm having to go forward so I don't roll backwards, because when you step on that clutch, you start rolling backwards on the hill into the person behind me, okay, and causing an accident right down the hill. All these things are going on, right? So what does this have to do with the 80-20 rule? What we're talking about is the difference between understanding thinking and work. You see, the 80-20 rule says that that my productivity, most of the results that I receive are because of some 20% of effort, something I've done, some piece of my process. The achievement process comes from 20% of my effort gives 80% of my results. So what I'm telling you is this: you got thinking and you have action. Now, we have to understand that delicate balance between my thinking and my action. It's kind of like shifting those gears, getting yourself started. I got to do so much thinking and start getting to work. Gas, go. The clutch is shifting gears and then stepping on the gas. Boom, going. Now, as I'm riding through traffic and so forth, I'm shifting gears, boom, going through this. I get a little bit of jerking because I'm still in the beginning, because I'm still learning how to shift gears. I come to a stoplight and trying to get started again, trying to go forward. I don't know how to get started going forward again, but the car stops at the light. I got to start it back up again and get going. And don't let it be on the hill. Then I got to do all this thinking. Oh my God, I'm sitting on the hill. I got to do, okay, I got to release on the clutch, step on the gas a little bit. Oh, there's a car behind me. If you're on the hill trying to do this, how much difficult it is. Okay? That hill being some incline in your life, some difficult situation that you're going through in your life that you're having to climb uphill. You feel like you're going uphill through this situation, and you're stuck on this hill. Stop trying to figure out what to do. Well, how do I get started going again and get stuck, right? If you do not know how to properly shift gears and step on that clutch, step on the gas to get moving forward, or to slow down, or to keep moving while you're going through up a difficult situation, then you will always be stuck in that situation. You'll always have problems. Always have problems. And at this point, this is why the 80-20 rule does not work. The 80-20 rule does not work for you because you don't know how to properly shift gears. You don't know how to properly transition from the thinking phase to the working phase. What you're doing is you're putting in all this work, but you haven't thought about anything. You haven't given the right thinking to it. You see, you putting in all the work without the right thinking, you're never going to get anywhere. Or you're going to stall and get stuck and slowly and jerk around and get jerked around all the time and not make any real, true progress. Probably cause accidents somewhere in your life. Now, the other side of it is if you're doing all this thinking and never giving any gas, never putting any work in, your car's not going to go anyway. It's not going to go anywhere with just thinking. You can't steer a parked car, as it's been said. Now, I want to give you this quote that says, it's from Napoleon Hill. I'm going to bring it around one more time for you. A quote by Napoleon Hill says this. I really like this quote. It says, the primary reason for failure is that people do not develop new plans to replace those plans that didn't work. And I'm telling you right now, if the plan you have right now isn't working, you must make the adjustments. I made another video on how to make these adjustments. You can check down below in the comments in the surrounding area for that link to that video. Okay? Let me give you another example. You may not understand the clutch principle. Some of you don't know how to drive clutches, not so much popular anyway. Here's another example of driving and why the 80-20 rule does not work. If you're driving and you're constantly stepping on the gas on the brake pedal, see, when you start driving, a lot of us get a little scared, you're a little timid, you always get your foot ready to step on the brake. So you're driving a little bit and you step on the brake, boom, stop your progress. You drive a little bit, you step on the brake, boom, stop your progress. And this thing, what I'm trying to tell you is this. When you come up to those stop signs, those areas when you got to make a decision in your life, you must know how to apply the proper pressure, how to stop at those stop signs and make a decision. You must know when to properly avoid the traffic. You got to know how to step on that brake properly so you're not jamming on the brake, hurting yourself, things of that nature, how to weave through traffic or objects that may be in the road. When you're going up these hills in your life, these difficult situations, you got to know how to apply a little more gas so your car's not working extra hard to get up those hills. What I'm telling you is this. With the 80-20 rule used properly, you will achieve your goals and you will know that you're going to achieve your goals. But the 80-20 rule does not work if you do not have the proper proportion of thinking and work. Use these skills and check out that other link on how to properly use the 80-20 rule. 80-20 rule put in action. And I'll see you next time. I love you.